Welcome back to Radio Shack. Now, around this time last year, I did a video called Fixing Arrow before Season 5. And I kind of want to do the same thing with The Flash. Not necessarily a fixing video, more like a wish list for Season 4. Because this past season, I know that The Flash is the most popular DC TV show on right now. But this past season, I felt like Arrow dominated all the other superhero shows on the CW. And was really great. And Flash was more of kind of a letdown, a little disappointing, but I want to see them do things a little bit differently. Just some things I want to see for Season 4. Kind of like I want to see Barry get a new costume because I love Arrow, but I feel like it's been 5 seasons and he's already had like 2 or 3 different versions of his suit already. But without further ado, let's get into it. Number 5, can we let Wally be the main Flash for a little while? I kind of want to see him be the Flash for at least a full episode or 2 before we go back and get Barry, because I know they're trying to do their own type of Flash rebirth. Because, spoiler alert, if you've seen the season finale for Season 3, you know that Barry goes into the Speed Force to take Jay Garrick's place. And I want to actually see Wally be the main Flash for a little while, make us actually miss Barry, make us actually feel like we need to get Barry back. You know, I mean, because I know the CW likes to bring back their main stars right into the next episode, but I feel like we need to actually miss Barry, you know? I mean, we can see him in the Speed Force. I mean, you've done episodes like that before, but let Wally actually do his thing for a little while. I mean, and it actually gives Iris something to do, you know, bring back that brother-sister crime-fighting duo that we saw in Flashpoint, you know, but that's all. That's really something I want to see. I mean, I don't know exactly if he's going to get a red suit, probably doubt it, but that's something I want to see first. Number 4, I want them to bring back the fun. I feel like fun has been missing from The Flash, and because it was that fun superhero show. I mean, I feel like it started halfway through Season 2 where it's become more of a downer. You know, it tried to be more serious like Arrow. I mean, that's not its best fit, and I wanted to get back to the fun that it has. I want Barry to actually have fun being the Flash, you know? In this past season, they had an episode where they gave Barry amnesia, and that episode really felt like Season 1, and it made me really miss the fun that they were having. I mean, Wally was the most fun character on the show this past season, and that's saying something. So I hope we really bring back the fun. That's something I really want to see brought back. Number 3, remember Barry is a CSI detective. I think we rarely see Barry actually doing his job. You know, I mean, we see him like in episodes across the season, but most of the time he spends his time at Star Labs. Like, it's like he doesn't even really have a job, you know? I mean, one thing that the Arrow Season 5 has done best is like balance Oliver's dual life. We've seen him most of the time as Mayor Queen, but we got to see the balance between that and him as Green Arrow. And I want to see them do that in Season 4. Bring the balance of him actually doing his real life job while also being the Flash. And not only that, I want to see Barry not get stuff explained to him all the time, because Barry is smart. Barry is really smart. I don't see why he has to get stuff explained to him that he would know all the time. Number 2, you gotta pull back on the speedsters, man. I mean, I feel like ever since Season 2, we've been adding more and more speedsters, and it's coming overcrowded, kind of like how Arrow is adding more and more vigilantes. Everyone gets to be a vigilante, you know? And I want them to pull back on that so we're not oversaturated with speedsters. I mean, I love Wally as Kid Flash, natural progression. I love Jesse Quick. You know, I really love Wally and Jesse together. It's really nice. And I love anytime Jay Garrick gets to do anything. And you're building up the Flash family. I like that. But when there's too many speedsters on the screen at the same time, it feels like a problem can be solved instantly. And that's not good. And I know this past season we kind of introduced, kind of hinted at Bart Allen, you know, Impulse if you will. I'm fine with you introducing Bart Allen down the road if you want, but give him a nice little story arc, you know, 1 or 2 episodes, and then send him back to the future, you know, and that's enough. No more speedsters, please. I mean, don't get me started on the fact that we had 3 speedster villains in a row. And number 1, I think everyone can agree to this: the mystery villain, the villain mystery, the guessing who is the villain of the season. It really worked in season 1. It really did. I enjoyed what they did for season 1, but you did it again and again, and it kind of becomes this rinse and repeat cycle, and it kind of gets, you know, irritating, and nobody wants to see it again and again, because I know they've already learned from the speedster villain problem and actually are going into season 4 with a villain who is not a speedster. That's great, but don't let DeVoe be an villain that we know or have been working with the whole entire season and have to guess who it exactly is when we already know who it is from the beginning. But just let the villain be a villain just for the sake of being a villain. But that's all I have on my wish list for The Flash Season 4. What do you think, or what do you want to see in The Flash Season 4? Comment below. Let's get a conversation going. And as always, if you enjoy my thoughts, make sure you like, subscribe, because I don't just talk anything superhero related. I talk everything Power Rangers and do Ninja Turtle episode recaps. My last video will be in the link description down below. Until my next video, I will see you later. And stop solving everything with time travel. My gosh!